Peace.
Peace. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you introduce yourself to Rawroots.com?
I'm TERRA SLIM. That's all I can say.
The UK ODB.
Why is everyone saying that to me, man? You think I'm gonna be dead? I'm dead at 36, man. Come on. You know, but, I'm not that bad. I don't smoke crack. No.
Just a cigarette. Just a cigarette.
You know what? Sometimes I smoke cigarettes. More of a weed man myself, you know. Yeah. Rawroots TV. What's happening?
Rawroots TV, yeah.
What's happening?
All right. Well, you are one of London town's leading MCs. How did you get started in the game? Like, what was the inspiration behind you and the music?
Well, you know, my older brother's Genesis Elijah. So my older brother, he's a sort of man. He's very the sort of person who will come home with like random things. So when I was like 6 years old, he come home with some like NWA and Big Daddy Kane tapes. It was like a proper slide. We had to like sit when my parents weren't in the house. We had to sit there and listen to it on the slide. And then obviously, so I was into hip hop from then. And then I started recording music just for like, not for a joke, but what I could, working within my means, recording on stereos when I was about 14. And then when I was like 15, we started doing 4 tracks. And then when I was about 17, we had a link with a little studio, home studio with a friend of mine called Tom Caruana. He's still doing his thing right now. Did was working with him as a group called Boiler Room Collective, which was me, Genesis, Amos, AC, Tom Caruana, Dr. Syntax was also in it. Like Wordsmith briefly was in it as well. And so we did that, and then afterwards, me and AC, we branched off. We did AC and Terror, and we had like 2 albums. Human Trash, which was brought out in 2000. No. We had first single came out in 2002, which is called In England. And then in 2003, I had another single called Go Go, which was my first solo single. And then 2005, we brought out an album, which is called Human Trash. We sold like 22,000 copies. That brought us a lot of hype. We did loads of like a lot of support acts for like people like D12, you know, like Carla at the time, you know. Then we brought out Euthanasia, which was in 2007, and then that got us stuff with like shows with like Wu-Tang. You know, then after we stopped the AC and Terror stuff. Say about 2008, I started doing my solo stuff, and then you know, so on and so forth. You know. Right now I've got my new album, which is called Evil is the Root of Money, which I've been pushing. I'm not trying to get too deep into this industry. This industry is a pagan industry. I've got my man Daily Grinder right here. This is the guy. If any artist want their music promoted and they don't want to actually sell it themselves.
See, I see his.
Yeah, you need to go to
the CD as well.
Go to this man with money. You know? He don't need your money. He don't need your stock. Okay. Just go to this man with a business proposition. Okay. Preferably some money. Okay. Help me out. You know, we can do it.
All right. Okay, and you have been pushing it on the streets. How have people been receiving the new album?
I've only had good feedback for the new album so far. You know, at the same time though, I've got tracks like Witch Hunt on the album, you know, which are controversial to some people because they're dealing with all of that. And me, naively enough, I've gone to like some spiritual festivals and sold like 100 CDs, and I've got all sorts of emails back. Not bad, but just like...
Just how dare you, yeah?
Just like, you know, I like your music and everything, you know, but, you know, I deal with all that myself, basically, and I got to say, look, man, I don't... You know, I'm trying to save you people. I'm trying to save you from corrupting your soul, because you know, when you corrupt your soul, there's no going back. True. You know?
What's the next move now after this album? What's the next move?
Well, you know, I've got some other, because this has just come out and it took a lot of energy out of me. I'm putting together something new. You know, I'm just getting my beats together for the new project. I've also got a project in Germany, because I was out in Germany last year, and I'm working with a guy called Doe Diggler. And we got like halfway through our project, and we need to finish that off. We ain't finished it off. We've been slacking. Do you know what I mean? So I need to go over to Germany, finish some stuff off there. I need to get back to Amsterdam, finish some stuff. To be honest, man, people might think that I'm proactive, but I'm behind, you know. I'm years behind. I've got so much I need to do. I've got so many people I need to work with, and it's very hard sometimes, you know, to like juggle everything. Because right now, when I'm in London, I'm just focused on what I'm doing here, the people I'm working with here. But I've got a lot of other things, interests around Europe and around different parts of the world and that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of making a new album maybe towards the end of the year, but I don't know.
Cool.
I'll probably come out next year because I like to make sure it's perfected before I just put it out there. You know?
And for those that don't know, why should they check out TERRA SLIM?
Well, you should check out TERRA SLIM because TERRA SLIM not talking about fucking free Palestine or nothing like that. Because at the end of the day, TERRA SLIM is a Caribbean man, yeah, and he's still living in England. And he's still suffering oppression, yeah. So until his plight is dealt with, he's not thinking about Palestine. Which you know, I agree with the cause, you know, but I'm not putting all my energy into free Palestine like a lot of these UK people are doing. You know what I mean? That's the whole like People's Army movement thing, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I find it like, you know, do people really believe in the cause, or is it just because, you know, because low-key,
because it will get attention.
Yeah, it's almost like defeating the whole purpose, you know. You want to free Palestine, but you're only doing it because you see Loki's busting, you know. That's genuinely, with Loki and with Logic, that's their genuine artists who actually, they're the ones who first came with that thing, you know. And everyone wants to jump on it. I'm not talking about being a gangster and that, because you're not really. If you're not impressed me by being a gangster, you need to shoot a policeman or a politician. And I'll respect you. I'm not going to respect you for shooting some minor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like Genesis Elijah said in his tune, this strap is never for you. It's an extreme waste, and it's true. Any bullet is just a waste on you, on a man on the road who's doing his thing. You know, it's not about that. We are politically minded. Also try to be conscious. Try to be righteous, but at the same time we're not going to promote no righteousness until they start treating us like we're equals, because they're not right now. They treat us like animals. The animals exactly what they're going to get. You know what I mean? I got a whole load of people who don't mind going to prison. So for all the people that are looking to oppress black people, looking to oppress the lower classes and stuff like that, just understand, yeah, there's a lot of people who don't care if they end up in jail.